So
and we're getting started here.
Rick again is on Esper Super Friends. He said, control deck featuring Planeswalkers. He has Oath of Deferian there as well.
Is he playing Dovin Bond?
Yes, he is. Mihaih Iacob is on. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Mihaih. He is on Naya Monsters. Bernie Wynn is still in it. Let's have some standings here. First and second place with 9 points each. Taylor Gunn and Adam Bowman. I saw them splitting. They're locked up for top eight as Rick starts up with the fetid pools.
Okay, sweet.
Then we got a big log jam from 3rd all the way down to 12th. Bunch of people with 12 points, including Rick and Mihaih here. John Douglas, Alex Comm, Justin Strickland, Eric Shootman, William Hunt, Dakota Howell, Jason Tobias, and Bernie Wynn.
All right, so first few turns, no one's really doing anything.
No, not the ideal start there for Mihaih.
Yeah, for sure. Being on Naya Monsters, you really want to turn 2.
Yeah, you want some.
You have the untapped land.
That's some elves. And here's a Gideon at the Trials there from Rick.
Let's go ahead and pull up Gideon.
It's a pretty good one. You're just going to plus it, say your land can't deal damage.
I like that. Yep. Got to really watch out for those lands.
Another fast land there from Mihaih. Plays Avernus. Okay, there's Gideon the Trials from Amaket. Cheap Gideon. No surprise here. Gideon turns into a creature that deals some damage, puts a serious clock on there.
It's also from Amaket.
Yes.
They're going to duke it out. Gideon's going to win. But
Not deploying Gideon as a creature. It's because he has a Karn, Scion of Ugin. Another one of my top cards in Dominaria. Just because it... I mean, people have talked about Karn for so long.
Karn wasn't even in my top 20.
I mean, you're wrong. But like, people have talked about Karn. It's cheap. It's colorless, so it slots anywhere. It's powerful
like to say,
things.
Jake told me to pick my top favorite cards, not the top best cards, right? It's definitely in the top 20 best cards, okay?
Just this Karn allows so many different decks to get access to card advantage that normally otherwise have it.
Especially in Limited, it goes in every single deck. Just like Helm of the Host, every single deck.
So the Rick plussing on the Ronus Kimmon handed there because Mihaih follows it up with a Rekindling Phoenix. I think he has a set of records in hand here that's just completely dead. So Rick going to follow up to turn 3 and turn 4 Planeswalker with the Oath of the Fairy. We're going to pull that one up for you because it's not one that sees much play outside of EDH. But you know what? It's a pretty good one.
Yes, it is. Especially in a Super Friends deck.
Yeah, so what he's going to do is he's going to exile land that he controlled. Comes back. So he's just linking a permanent. And then he has the ability to activate all 2 abilities of Planeswalkers twice each turn, which is huge because he's saying right now both of Mihaih's creatures, they don't have to deal damage. He gets to also activate Karn twice in a turn. That's some serious Karn advantage.
Karn advantage?
Oh my god. That's a terrible pun.
I heard it as card advantage too. I didn't even hear you say card advantage.
I said card advantage.
Everything? Alright, so for that poll, for those curious.
For the poll, people looking to see some monsters, Constrictor, and Mono Black Control mid-range. Well, Mono Black Control player. I'm not sure how they're doing. Let's take a look.
I imagine not very good. I feel like that deck...
They actually won round 1.
Alright, that deck does not sound
They
promising.
won round 1 in turns. Marble Show was on Brian Grosjean, who is currently in 13th place with 3 points, so his opponent match win percentage is astounding, but he needs a lot of help to crack into top 8.
If he wins out, he might be able to make it.
Maybe. He needs a lot of help.
Ted's Wire, he did some math. He said that 2 3/2s might be able to, or should make it into, at least one makes it in the top 8.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by the one as that Mihaih plays the Steel Leaf Champion, but again, just this ain't looking too good.
Especially with double Gideon activation.
Yeah, that is just
like double Karn activation
astounding.
is very good because it lets you go plus and then get a card that you want, but double Gideon just shuts down 2 creatures, which is really good.
I mean, Rick has the removal for days. He has ways to shut down Mihaih's board. He does not really have a way to win the game just yet, as there is Ronus the Indomitable, the once pretty popular god out of Amaket, fell out of favor for a little bit. People specking might be back thanks to Lamber Elves and Friends. Nice to see the Monsters deck doing well, but not having the best time here as
I know Rick used to play Monsters.
Yeah.
He was huge on Monsters.
Rick, was that a Yawgmoth's Vile Offering he got in hand?
It looks like a...
I know he played
2 mana black card that destroys target non-legendary creature.
Oh, so it's a cast down. Okay.
Cast down, yeah.
I know he plays the the offering. There's the cast down. Goodbye, Staley champion.
He has a Scarab God in hand.
Don't think he has the mana for Scarab God.
Is that Zahid in his hand, the Digin that flies?
Not quite sure. He's going to pass it back.
I don't know why he'd be playing that, but that's what it looked like from the glance I got. Oh.
No, it's a hieroglyphic elimination.
Okay. He had a Settle in hand, correct?
Yeah. But, I mean, he doesn't need it, because none of these creatures are dealing damage right now.
I'd say I think it might be a negate, the blue card.
Actually, it could be, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a negate. Here's a Shalai Voice of Plenty. This is an important one. Yeah, that is the negate. That is the new art negate.
Very important.
This Shalai is very important. Yes, it gives both Ronus and Rekilling Phoenix hexproof, but Rick does have a Restless Contempt in hand to be able to deal with it.
Not even that, just to settle the wreckage. Because
he can't sell the board and he can't target, but he has, again, he has the contempt.
So I think what Rick wants to do here is to act like Shalai beats him, plus Gideon targeting Shalai, and then have Mihaih give him the ability to attack with Ronus as well as the Phoenix, so then he can settle them.
But he can't settle with Shalai on the board.
Because it targets. Yeah. That is true.
No problem though for Rick though.
I feel like settle should just not target. It should just be all attacking creatures get exiled. That's really frustrating.
But it's his target. You have to play the cards as they are read.
This is still fine. He's getting plus.
He's able to deal with Shalai very easily.
I just would have liked to be able to exile both Ronus and Phoenix.
Fair. But I mean, he doesn't need to still.
Yeah, but I feel like it just puts Rick in a 100% board state win.
He's got Karn that he minus?
So they're looking for the Karn tokens. Come on, Rick. Why don't you have your own token?
Very nice.
So we don't have any of those. I've been looking a lot. I've even asked the store.
Some of these tokens are hard to find. Constructs are hard to find.
Yeah, because aren't the tokens also legendaries, right? The Karn tokens?
No, they're not.
I thought some tokens were the card they produced are also the same rarity.
All right, that works perfect. I love it. I love this more.
I do like that. Well done.
Rick, this is the best token of all time, man.
Rick, my
this
apologies.
This is a great token.
Rick, my apologies. Calling you out for not having your tokens.
He's gonna minus again. Get another token? Yeah.
I like this. Since he has Mihaih locked down with Gideon, let's start making some dudes. They do count themselves, so they are currently both 3/3s.
Yeah, they're both 3/3s. They will grow as soon as that treatment flips.
That small sketch of the actually looks kind of like the token, the actual token. Here's a Heart of Kiron. It's going to get negated. And he's just going to pass. That's not good. He has one card left in hand. We don't know what it is, I don't think. Ooh, we might see it here. Hold up. I think Rick just has it. Is that a Tezzeret?
That is a Tezzeret.
Let's bring it up.
The schemer.
All right. See, this is what you guys wanted. We all know it.
Well, they came for the Naya monsters and they were thoroughly entertained by the Super Friends.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Rick did come to the finals last time we had a PPTQ here. There's Tezzeret the schemer, +1, make a Ethereum cell, which is an artifact. -2, you got a pump creature. You can let artifacts play. -7, the ultimate.
So this is kind of like an artifact Super Friends list.
Yeah, I mean, it just has to be Esper colored, but...
Yeah. So the ultimate is just good.
I think the most important thing for Esper is just the mana. If you get the mana to work perfectly, then you're just going to be golden.
So for those who, if you're not familiar with the Antiquities War, that's what kind of Tezzeret's ult is. But the Antiquity War makes all of your artifacts into 5/5s just for the turn. Tezzeret makes them permanent 5/5s.
Well, at the beginning of the turn...
At the beginning of each combat with an emblem.
It turns one artifact into a 5/5.
Yeah. But it's permanently a 5/5 too. So
you know he's about to have 3 artifacts.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to just keep minusing this Karn. Unfortunately, the lowest on Karn is pretty low right now, but he should just be able to make infinite constructs here and just win the game really fast.
So he's got 2 6/6s.
Those don't do damage either, right?
No, they do not.
Yeah, it's real bad. Well, Phoenix can come back, and Ronus is indestructible, but
so
I guess it's not that
actually, here's the interesting thing here. That Phoenix is going to be a hasted Phoenix next turn. He's going to kill Karn.
That is true. I think that's a misplay from Rick. I think he decided to attack too soon, and he didn't want to... I think he should have waited until he had like a Fatal Push or some sort of removal spell to permanently get rid of the Phoenix instead of sacrificing Karn. Which I think was an accident from Rick, but...
So the way to set up is we have 1 construct that's tapped, 1 untapped.
So... How many? He only has 2 treasures. That's all we can see.
No, what do you mean treasures? You mean constructs?
No,
He has 2 Ethereum cells. That's off of the.
Oh, those are the cells.
Those are Ethereum cells. Yeah.
Okay, they're just treasure tokens.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was 1 mana short from being able to
Rick
cast
is
the wreckage.
Rick is really. I mean, Ethereal it does the same thing. Sacrifice artifact, make a color.
Yeah.
Rick is really running our token supply dry here. In the upkeep, Rick is going to activate treasure map, make it flip. He's got 3 treasure tokens to go with it. He's going to grow some constructs. So again, he has 3 treasures, 2 Ethereum cells.
This is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get confirmation from our
constructs are 5.
Contracts are 5, 6. Yeah, there are 7 sevens.
So that's pretty good. Gideon's gonna ++ on down the Ronus and Phoenix.
Is that a contempt in hand? Yes, it is.
We're gonna contempt Ronus and attack for how many constructs? Does he have 3 constructs?
He has.
What's that 3 die there? The die with the. Can he get lethal here though? Can he make? Because he can plus. No, he has lethal. He has lethal.
No, it was not. That was from the leftover from the card.
Tezzeret minus is lethal though.
He's lethal. He plus the Tezzeret.
No. You got a minus.
He can minus it 2. So currently he's looking at 2 8/8s, and he minuses. That's 21.
Yeah. Ooh, we did it.
He's an ultimate. He's gonna turn one of these into a 5/5.
Okay, hold up. All right, so at the beginning of combat, one of them becomes a 5/5.
And he's just saying, I have this 5/5 and 2 8/8s.
It's still lethal.
8/16.
But he's gonna get settled. Okay, so this actually worked out for Rick that he ultimated instead. Because then he's still going to have 5/5s every turn. That's a little unfortunate, though. Is he going to sack treasures to make the play Teferi, though? That's the real question.
Oh, no. You have no reason to play Teferi.
Well, he's tapping 2 lands. I think he's doing it. Oh, he's playing Dovenbon. All right, let's see it. Let's pull up Dovenbon on the camera, please.
Rick does play Teferi.
Right. Go ahead and pull up Dovenbon, too, so. Alright, so here's Dovenbon. +1 until end of turn, up to 1 target creature.
So we have
Snake 3 Nego.
Morcel96 asking in chat why this something die if you plus some creatures in. Yeah, sure, Fryson's right. Getting him into Phoenix able to deal damage. But there's a token that should have died. I do want to remind everyone that players are responsible for maintaining the board state. So that is a thing that does have to happen.
What happened?
I'm not sure.
Why would the token die?
The tokens were supposed to die when he attacked and he got blocked. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened with it.
The Phoenix took damage and the Phoenix died, and then the token didn't die.
Correct. Yeah, the token did. The token then sacked in the upkeep. I'm not sure if they're talking about Rick's tokens or not. Apparently, I'm talking over you, and that's extremely rude.
Oh no, I was just reading Dovenbon, so it was fine.
So while Rick is low on artifacts now, I guess his logic there was, I don't have Karn anymore. I had this Teferi, rather this Tezzeret emblem. I can just make some artifacts every turn and make them the 5/5s. The Scarab God was pretty good. Of note that he's going to target the...
Can we pull up Dovenbon again? Just a quick thing with the plus. We don't need to pull it up.
No, not yet. We're going to Dovenbon until he plays it.
Is interesting because it says that the creature's activated abilities can't be activated, so if your opponent has a Scarab God, that's a pretty good answer.
The Dovenbon, yeah, but lucky for Rick, they're both on his side of the field.
Exactly, yeah.
So Rick has the ability here. Oh, he's just gonna Mihaih gonna just chump with the
I think
Phoenix token.
No, he minus Teferi to get rid of the token.
Oh, okay, that works then. I was gonna say he has the ability to just steal Phoenix, and then the token is.
Okay, so Rick is putting on a 2-turn clock here.
No, Gideon's only a 4/4.
No, but he has a Scarab God to attack next turn, and he's gonna have
another
artifact with Tezzeret to become a 5/5 and attack.
Correct. Yes.
And he'll have a Teferi minus as well, so I think Rick should have this game. He could also just activate the Scarab God.
Looks like Rick forgot to activate Tezzeret.
Mihaih is just going to scoop it up.
Yeah.
Which is
coming back from that, Rick able to take advantage of a slower start from Mihaih and get up 1-0 in this match. Very important match here. Both of these players looking to win.
They already have a loss, correct?
Yes, both of these players
Yeah,
Let's
they're
pull
trying
back up.
to.
Both these players have 6 points. They're 2-1 coming into this match. This is a very important for top 8. We're gonna try to do some.
So this could be a. So this is basically their winning end.
This could be winning, yes. So the way we have it set up is we have 2 9-pointers. They're both going to go to 10 points. They both drew. So they get the double draw in the top 8. From there, we have a total of John Douglas, Alex Comm, Justin Strickland, Eric Schutman, Mihaih Iacob, William Hunt, Dakota Howell, Jason Tobias, Bernie Wim, and Richard Staley. Those are in order in breakers. First the worst breakers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people
at 6 points.
with 6 points.
So let's say half of
You
those
assume
win.
half of those win. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with 9 points and 2 people with 10 points.
That's 7, which means there's going to be one.
At least one X1's
Yeah.
X2's gonna make it, or X11's gonna make it in the top 8. But yeah, you're right. This is
Yeah,
this
so
is pretty much a
their
winning
winning
in for them. Yeah.
Yeah, because they can split the 5th round.
I've been told again, do not talk over you because it's extremely rude.
Jake's fine. He hasn't been talking. I think he only talked over me for the Dobemon thing, but you guys know how to read cards. I didn't have to read it for you.
To be fair, you also rant a lot about like
I do, yeah.
nonsensical stuff.
Come on. Hummel the host is very sensical with Combat Celebrant.
I mean, that's true. It is, but it actually, yeah, that's not bad. But
it's not terrible.
It's not the best, but it's
pretty
not
bad.
the worst.
See, the way...
Did you say it's not terrible? Did you say it's pretty bad?
It's not terrible, but it's still bad, though. But it's not. I feel like pretty bad is at a higher status than terrible. You can just play it in a blue-red control list. And then you play, like, 2 Helms, 2 Combat Celebrants.
So anyway, let's do some more.
Right. We're going to keep working out this bracket.
Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 9-pointers and 2 10-pointers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the 10-pointers
7.
can't get paired to each other, so they're going to have to...
No, they can't. So that's 1, 2, 3 people. So that's 6 people who can safely ID in the top 8.
And the other
1
person
9-pointer,
has to
so they
play.
get paired down.
Yeah.
So there is the potential for 2 people
X2s, yeah.
that are X2 to sneak in. There are no draws currently. Everyone has 9, 6, 3, and 0 points.
Well, I mean, we know that the top 2 players split.
Yeah, but like coming into this round, there was no unintentional draws. Going down to 3-pointers, we have Brian Groshin, Mono Black Control. He has a 77% OMW. He's your top 3-pointer. Doug Wayman and Billy Caminos both have a 66.6667 OMW. But Doug Wayman has the game win percentage tiebreaker by 0.2 of a percentage. Under 0.2, in fact. It's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to make sure we get a win in for you next round. It's going to be pretty exciting to see someone sneak in the top 8. Both players drawing to 7 post board. Mihaih on the play.
Which hopefully has that turn 2 monster to play. We didn't see a single... I mean,
No, he had a pretty
we saw
slow
Ronis
start.
and Phoenix, and that was it.
He had a pretty slow start in the
We
second.
did see one more creature, right? What was the 3rd creature we saw that died immediately?
Shalai.
Shalai, that's right.
He had a pretty slow start, and Rick still took advantage of the getting of the trials there.
He might just
slow
be more
start
of
again.
a late game deck.
It could be. And that is the
Wait, hold on. Did he just play his lands out of order?
he might have drawn the shelter ticket.
Hopefully he did, because he could have had 2 mana.
But this is the risk you run as again turn 3 Ronis. This is the risk you run when you're playing a 3-color deck. You have less or you have fewer untapped green sources, which makes Letter Elf worse. But at the same time, you get that coverage against a card like Settle the Wreckage, as Rick has a turn 3 treasure map with the untapped land to scry.
I like that.
Mihaih really needs a creature here. It looks like it's the same exact. Nope, this is a Shalai.
So what Rick needs to scry now, and then he can also scry in his upkeep. And then he'll have it, so not this turn, but next turn.
Yeah.
Rick will have it flipped. So then he'll be able to have it flipped turn 5. And I'm not sure what that really means, but had an 8 mana turn 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what all he can do with that.
So important to note that Ronis can only attack when you control a creature power 4 or greater. Shalai is a 3/4.
So
no dice.
I just saw a card in Rick's hand, Karn's Temporal Sundering. You know what that card is?
Do you take an extra turn? But you need a legendary creature, or you
Or
need a legendary
Planeswalker. Yeah.
Or is it an enchantment too? A legendary permanent?
It's just creature or Planeswalker.
Okay, so enchantment doesn't work. So Oath of the Fairy doesn't work. You need Planeswalker.
No, nor do artifacts. It's not historic. It's just creature or Planeswalker. I hate that. It should just be historic. but it is just Planeswalker or creature, which he should have plenty of playing Super Friends.
Yeah. I did notice, though, he had a little bit of trouble against Mono Red where he had a Yawgmoth's Offering and Urza's Ruinous Blast, but no way to cast them. That is one of the, again.
Well, Mono Red also seems like his worst matchup.
It wasn't terrible, but yeah, again, we talked about how Mihaih's at a disadvantage thanks to being 3-color, and everyone else gets worse. This disadvantage for running the legendary sorceries. If you don't have ways to cast them, they're just going to rot in your hand, as Rick is...
This is a pretty good turn for Rick.
Going to Field of Ruin away, a Sunpetal Grove, get a basic Swamp.
Rick's problem here is that Mihaih is probably just going to go Ronus activated ability, make Shalai a 5/4, and then attack with both of them for 10, which puts him on a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, this play here says Rick does not have Stellar Reckons currently.
Yeah, so I feel like a 2-turn clock is really bad for Rick.
Also, Mihaih has a Lyra Dawnbringer in the hand. It's going to be pretty interesting to see if Rick has the Essence Scatter for it. Should Mihaih go for it?
I don't want him to go for it. I want him to just activate Ronus and attack for 10. I mean, I like the 2-turn clock.
It all depends on the play Mihaih goes for. Is he going to play around Seal Away or Essence Scatter? Here's a Prowling Serpentpaw. That's a 4/3. I like this play a lot.
Seal Away only hits Shalai, though. He's expert.
That is true, yes.
Oh, can he attack now with Ronus? Because of Serpentpaw?
Yeah, Serpentpaw's a 4/3. Also
Nice.
means his creature spells cannot be countered.
Alright, that's really good. For some reason, I was thinking Ronus can only attack if you had something 5 or greater.
I think the ironic thing is here is that Rick doesn't have that much in terms of counter spells for creatures.
I think Rick's going to lose.
I don't know. He has to Contempt. He has access to...
Well, he has to contempt Shalai, and then he just dies to Ronus.
Yeah, he also just took 7, so he's at 13.
13, and
he
then
can
that's
take 2, go to 15.
9, and then activated is 11.
So he can take... He's at 2 to 15, take 4, 8, 11. From 15, go to 4. And he's not dead.
Rick will have, like, 2 turns.
He has a Shalai of his own.
Oh, he
at
gains
least
2 off
one.
rest.
Yeah.
But that's not that relevant.
I think he has 2 Contempts in hand, too.
Is he not even going for... He's going for his own Shalai. That's really bad.
No, I think he said just attempt, yeah.
He just brought the Shalai on top.
Oh!
Rick just lost the game?
I think he just loses the game for Rick there.
4,
I mean,
5, 6, 7. Yeah, he loses.
He has the option to flip... No, he had the option to flip the treasure map. And he just didn't see it. He just didn't see it.
To get 3 mana to do what?
Negate. I think he had a negate in hand.
No, it doesn't matter. He had lethal on board with Ronus Pump.
But no, so... Rick goes to contempt away the Shalai.
Oh, negate the Blossoming
Defense.
Okay,
yeah, Mihaih Blossoming Defense. In response, it looked like Rick could have got tapped treasure map, flip it, get the 3 treasures, and negate it. I'm pretty sure he had it. I don't know for sure.
I didn't see the negate in hand. I think you were looking at the Sundering. Karn Temporal Sundering.
It might have been that. I don't know.
It's a very similar art. Yeah, so...
Are we for sure it was a Sundering?
Yeah, I definitely saw a Sundering.
All right, so...
Maybe not.
If that was Sundering, that was the play. I'll double check with Rick.
Yeah, well, we'll talk to Rick after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a really slow start for Rick. I feel like last time the turn 3 Gideon just really set him up.
It was, yeah, especially since Mihaih's deck is clear. I think Rick is starting to realize that Mihaih's deck is not going to put much pressure on him early on.
I think Rick needs the turn 2 treasure map, turn 3 Gideon, and then start going off.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely a lot slower start for him.
Yeah, so the Gideon on the play seems pretty good.
It's really hard to play your Planeswalkers once your opponent is already dominant, has priority on the board.
Sedekai make a good point. Probably don't bring in the gate versus Naya monsters. We've been having that problem a bit today. Just some of these artworks just blend together.
Yeah. Especially with Dominaria, there's a lot of vibrant colors in it.
Yeah, there are. It's a very bright and vibrant set.
You catch the color and you're just like, oh, that reminds me of this card.
Yeah.
But there's like 10 cards that also have like the same.
Like, even round 1, remember?
And Tassar.
Yeah, that is just
the exact same art.
It is, and it is.
And I think it's different artists as well. We're actually gonna check that real quick. Shalai and Tassar.
Shalai Voice of Plenty. The artist in that is Victor Adame Minguez.
And now Tassar.
Tashar and Sisters Apostle. Yep, different artists.
But they look the
For
same.
those of you that did not read Matt Sperling's latest Sick of It, he actually calls this out. He actually called it out. One of the things he mentions he's sick of it in Dominaria. 2 cards with different artists having a very similar artwork. Rick's deck it's very focused, and it wants to be a tap-out Planeswalker control deck.
Yeah, the same art definitely makes our job harder.
Yeah. It's the same exact pose too, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the same pose. Like Tashar's a little slanted to the left. Like her left shoulder's back, just like,
yeah. Tashar's left or right,
slightly a bit. Yeah. But like,
yeah. Rick's deck.
Really hard, especially when you're looking at cards vertically. Because looking at cards vertically when they're in their hand is like impossible. Sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like this is the matchup Rick kind of wants because Mihaih's deck is not the fastest. It's not going to come out of the gate strong.
Yeah, especially if. But I feel like Rick needs the Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon is a very vital piece.
Because Gideon just literally stops Mihaih's combat damage.
Especially once the Oath of the Fairy's out. Rick mentioned he's on the play here, game 3. Wants to make it happen. Wants to follow up last season's PPTQ final appearance with a win. Nas looking pretty good for Rick. He has the ability for turn 4 Karn.
So that's 6, 3 lands, Karn.
It's a Ruinous Blast he's putting to the bottom, looks like. He's going to start with a tap land.
Is that 2 Karns?
Might be 2 Karn and a white card.
I see 2 Karns, yeah. It's 2
I see 2 Karns. It's 2 Karns over the Fairy, which is... Alright, he has the tools. Draws a cast down. That's a nice one to have.
Alright, we'll see what he can do. Rick needs to see another land, and then a Gideon, please.
Rick also needs to see a creature from behind that's not legendary.
Well, is Rick's land in hand, is that a Glacial Fortress or is it a tap land? Because it looks like another irrigated farmland.
I want to say it's a farmland as Mihaih plays.
All right,
he draws a Glacial Fortress.
Okay, so let's go tap land it and then cast down whatever creature he
But here's
plays.
the problem. There's no target. Hard to Hear is legendary.
Actually, what's going to happen? He's going to play Ronus again turn 3?
Yeah.
And that's also legendary.
Yeah.
And it's indestructible, so it's whatever.
There's a Serpent. Okay, so we can at least cast down a Serpent. Rick is going to take 4 and get a 16, but the Serpent is at least going to die.
Mm-hmm.
It is cast down. Rick now has to untap, play a card.
For those who don't know, the reason why he didn't cast down, like before combat or whatever, is because Mihaih can always just respond to the cast down. So there's no actual like real ordering that Rick could do to avoid the crew.
Tezzeret, the Schemer, was the draw there from Rick. He plays his Karn, Sign of Ugin. He really needs to find this Gideon of the Trials.
So, well, Karn's going to live, so he just pluses to Gideon, I feel. Interesting.
Mihaih giving him the authority of the consuls, which leads me to believe Mihaih has a creature to play this turn.
Yeah, and Mihaih doesn't have any haste creatures
I think
either,
he drew
except
a
for when Phoenix comes back.
Mihaih plays his own Gideon of the Trials.
Okay, that's really good. Especially with Hard Kieran, because for those who don't know, can we get him to use one of our dice?
Yeah, we'll get him the bigger dice. That way it's more legible for him. Gideon is going to...
And then, so Gideon can crew Heart of Kieran just by paying 1 loyalty.
Yeah, so he emblems Gideon. Now he cannot lose with Gideon in play. And then he's going to crew...
Not just that Gideon, but any Gideon in play.
Did he not attack?
I think he did. He used an attack Karn. Yeah. It has been.
Yeah, it has been. It's always confusing if they don't gesture or motion. We got confirmation from both players. Both players seem content that Rick is at 12.
Yep.
So now this became a lot harder from Rick. He had an out, but it doesn't look like he can quite get there, especially since he's missing his 5th land.
Did you say that he had the White Saga in his deck? Because that also doesn't help him.
You mean History of Benalia?
No. Not the Saga. The
or just Ruinous Blast. Yeah, that would not be helpful either, because again, both these creatures, both Heart of Kieran and Gideon, are legendary.
Yes.
Rick's plus, and we see a Fatal Push and a Shalai Voice of Plenty.
I got a feeling he's going to get the Shalai.
Yep. No surprise there.
Yep.
We at least found an answer to the Heart of Kieran.
Kind of.
I mean, Fatal Push is a clean answer.
We'll see, but the other thing is, we know that Mihaih already plays Blossoming Defenses.
True.
And Shalai's of his own, so if he gets either one of those, I think Mihaih can just win this game like 2 turns. Unless if Rick has a solid answer to something. I feel like I'm really tempted for him to play this Shalai here. I think it's also just the... I mean, his options here are Shalai, Tezzeret, or Search for his Kanta.
I think you want to play Shalai. Shalai's a block.
Well, he can do Shalai, or he can go Search Authority, or he can go Tezzeret.
I think Shalai's your best bet, just because it's a blocker.
Or you can go Tezzeret plus play Authority.
Here's Shalai.
Because the Tezzeret plus gets you mana, basically. It just gets you like a treasure.
Doesn't seem too enthused about it, though.
I am not too enthused about it. I think I actually like the Tezzeret play better. Go Tezzeret plus. Ooh.
Here's an Ixalan's Binding.
Hexproof though.
Yes.
Got him.
He attempts to target the Karn, but it can't.
He can't do a takesy backsies here. This is competitive REL, and also it does have a legal target, so there's no takesy backsies allowed. So he has to get Shalai, which is not a bad thing either. All right, so he didn't minus Gideon. He just used it.
Players are looks like they're gonna confirm that we're able to do that. Mihaih did some shortcutting there. He just threw the binding on the Karn. The way the spell works, you resolve Ixalan's Binding. It is an ETB trigger. Then you select a target. Yeah. Only one of which is legal. Mihaih announcing hardest crew. Gideon is a creature.
I think Gideon should be at
Bishop of No, Gideon should be at 1 because he zeroed minus twice.
But now, is Gideon
starts at 3?
I know, but is Gideon's creature ability
0
+1?
I thought it was 0.
I think it's +1 though. Or no, +1 is the it is 0.
Yeah, so.
You're right. It's 1 0 0.
And okay. Rick should be at 4. He just took 8 from Gideon and Heart of Kieran. Karn is gonna get minus. No,
we're -1 to get a fatal push.
Looks like Rick forgot the count temporarily. Math is hard. I don't blame him. I completely understand.
I think Rick's dead. He can go.
He can push to Heart. Sometimes the Gideon.
He has Oath of Teferi.
Yeah, but that doesn't get him out of this.
Yeah, Rick's dead. This is a really fast.
He needs a settler wreckage, and I don't. Think
I feel like Rick's hand was just bad.
Rick's hand did not line up.
He had the mulligan, and he had a bunch of tap lands and no play till turn 4. And that turn 4 play was a Karn, which didn't give him a superior board presence.
I'd be curious to see how many. I'd be curious to see how many copies of Gideon he runs, because the start card was so valuable to him game 1.
Yeah, I hope he's playing 4 Gideons.
And he's more of a tap control deck with the Planeswalker focus, so. He's able to, if he is able to bridge the gap, from to Ortho to Fairy, then he can easily, as we saw in game 1, just wrap the game no problem.
Yeah.
So Rick's not quite dead just yet.
Why is that?
So
we can fatal push Gideon.
There's only one way.
Fatal push Heart of Kieran.
There's only one way currently on board to crew this Heart of Kieran.
Oh right. I keep forgetting that the Gideon become a creature is not a plus.
Yeah.
That is a good catch.
That'd be really good if Gideon's plus was make a creature. Oh man, that'd be disgusting.
So he doesn't have a land either.
I am first. I admit I'm thirsty.
So Rick just said that he's trying to find a way to get an out. So we've already found an out. Jake has. So let's see if Rick can find it. So what I want Rick to do here is just play Tezzeret plus Tezzeret. So then you get the treasure. That's the way it's going to help you the most later in the game.
Yeah, because Treasure gives you more of a board presence.
Oh, no, not just that, because Treasure's going to give you the 5th land you need later in the game. Oh, he had Authority of the Councils.
That doesn't do anything.
Creature comes untapped, so he can't crew.
Yeah, but true. It looks like he's going to take that line.
Yeah, because then Authority Fatal Push, and he's good.
Authority Search into Fatal Push.
Yes, all right, so now we get to play 4 spells.
Okay. Unless Mihaih just draws another Gideon. Or just do that. That works too. Mihaih set a line none of us saw.
Oh yeah.
I'll make this indestructible creature a creature in attack.
We were looking for the complex out.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, here's the simplest out ever. All right.
Okay,
well,
so
that's gonna be it for
Mihaih
round 4.
Iacob looks like he locked up top 8, 2-1 over Rick Staley's Esper Super Friends deck. I really like Rick's deck. It just did not line up for him that well.
I think mulligan for that deck's also just really bad for Rick.
Yeah, you're a tempo control deck. You don't have the same access to speed counters and card draw. He wants to tap out plays, Planeswalkers on curve, and as you mentioned, mulliganing really affects that. We will have deck lists, Dalma 69.
For the top 8 only.
For top 8 only, yeah. Per the instructions of the judge. So, that means both Taylor Gunn, Adam Bowman, and Mihaih Iacob should be locked for top 8. That's Mono Red Gift, Green Black Constrictor featuring Veterous Impulse, and Naya Monsters. We actually talked to Taylor Gunn earlier in the evening about his deck. We'll try to get someone else in top 8 to talk. I want to get John Douglas when we have the second.
So we're probably gonna put on a replay real quick. Then we're gonna
we'll try to get someone to quickly chat about the tournament, how it's going in their deck,
and then we'll also see if we can squeeze in a deck tech.
Yes. So give us a couple minutes.
Because we have 15 minutes. So we're gonna put on a replay, and we'll be right back.
Best case, we'll be back in about a couple minutes. Worst case, we'll be back for the 5th and final round of Swiss in about 15 minutes.
Yep. We'll see you then.